Hey y'all doing all right? Good. Listen, I'm in this award-winning seller here, The Four Women That Men Desire. It's been a while since I've gone in this book and done a show about it. It's a Men's Chronicles, A Woman's Guide to Men. This is volume 1. And what I set up in Patreon was called the Men's Room to talk about the different aspects of relationship between a man and a woman, what he thinks, what she thinks, how he feels, how she feels, how he acts, how she reacts. Today I want to talk about the comparisons of love. How he acts, when his woman loves him more. And yeah, that's actually a thing. But typically when the question is asked, who falls in love first, most people would say it is the woman. But for years I've been telling y'all, that's not true. See you in 60.
Report live, 7 days a week, always on time, but his time is not free. Sirwalterj Jones, always on sleek. Latest trending topics, how you jumping out your seat. Controversial subjects, others can't touch it. Community full of people throwing rocks from the bunkers to politics, finance, music, and religion. Stirring up the poverty, bring healing to the village. Son named Walter, daughter named Rebecca. Grew up on the south side, who know do it better. Sirwalterj Jones, from the Tribeca. He got something to say, put your hands together. Hey!
Come on in, the water is fine.
The water's fine.
Hello, everybody. Sirwalterj Jones Show. I'm here. It is the midday connection, baby. Come on in, water's fine. Y'all all right? Good. It is 90 degrees. It's going to be 90s all week long. If you live in wherever you are, it's going to be hot in your town. So you all, please, get out of the sun. I know you look fine and sexy. And you bringing sexy back. Bring your sexy behind in the house under some air conditioning. Don't be out there trying to kill yourself because you want to look sexy. So this thing about the dynamics of relationships is a tough one. And let me tell y'all something very honestly, very honest. There are relationship gurus out there, life coaches, counselors, whatever you want to call them. They will always have a job. There are two people that I know for sure who are going to always have a job. And that is the counselor and the undertaker. The undertaker will never go out of business. And if he did go out of business, it's because he spent that money or it was bad management or something. But people are dying in his neighborhood every day. I don't know how they close. How do they close? But a relationship guru will always have a job. And there are some good ones, some really bad ones. And let me tell you that many of us have gone to them for help in our relationship, and many of them can't help us. Sometimes your situation cannot be helped by man. Do you understand? And this is why it is so important that you seek God in everything that you do, and then God will send you to somebody who can help you, encourage you, help you get a fix. But here's the thing: counselor's job is not to tell you what to do. He said, especially on TikTok, everyone's a relationship expert because they got a microphone. Hip says that. All right. So you need to make sure you find somebody who can lead you down the right road. And here's the thing. Counselors help you decide what you need to do. I never really tell people what to do. All right. I never tell people, baby girl, I don't know, it's as if she knows I'm on the air. When y'all see me picking up the phone, it's like it's clockwork. Daddy, what you... Now what was I saying? You got to go to somebody. Counselors, their job is to help you find the answer. I do not tell people what to do. I tell them to look at your situation, put the cards on the table, and then you, with me, because I'm an intercessor, I'm an intermediator. All right, I'm a mediator between two parties. A mediator's job is to help you all come to a conclusion. You all do it. All right. So it's him, it's her, it's the counselor, and there's God. All right? That's it, darling. Listen, guide, and help them with options so that you can leave there. And it's psychological because when a person comes to a conclusion on their own, they are more empowered. If somebody tell them what to do, now I got to follow instructions. That's why the old statement of giving a man a fish, you feed him for a day. Teach him how to fish, you feed him for a lifetime. So when you go get some help, that person's supposed to guide you through your decisions. You understand? Guide you through your decisions. that little girl. I'm gonna have to start calling baby girl. Say, hey, baby girl, I'll get ready to go online. Whatever you got, whatever you need, tell me now. All right, so let's talk about this thing about love, because I'm getting ready to go somewhere here and just find out. The title is When His Woman Loves Him More. Do she really love him more? Or is it something that you all are seeing from the outside based off of her actions? Because let me tell y'all about men. I hear the wonderful counseling and comments and wise suggestions that come from women. I hear it all the time. Well, a man is this, a man is that, man is that. You've never been a man. You will never be a man. I need you to know that. Like yesterday, you will never be a father. I don't care. And I was looking in the comment section and I saw emotional commenting. Well, and but. Emotional commenting. I don't care about your emotion when it comes to truth and logic in the American way. I don't care about it. It's not about your emotion. It's about what is right and what is wrong. All right. So listen to what a man is saying, because he is a man. He's pumped with a whole bunch of testosterone in him. He carries a penis. He carries these two sacs, and in it is spermatozoa, which affects him physiologically and psychologically. Listen, I know this is midday. If you got a child that's below the age, don't tell them to leave. I ain't gonna cuss. But I'm telling you, I'm a man with all of those parts, and I know how a man thinks. You understand? So, when a man takes on an action, when he decides to act on something, he acts on it based off of either his testicular fortitude or he acts on it based off of his heart. One of the two. And in many cases, women cannot decipher which is which. Do you understand? When a man says, I want to have sex with you, you may always see it as lust. That is not always true. And some men, he is expressing to you his love, and he don't know what else to do with it. He don't know how to express it through his mouth, so he expresses it through his body. This is why a little boy, again, a counselor would say, what happened to you 40 years ago? A little boy will hit a girl and get suspended. Why did he hit her? He hit her because he liked her. Why did he hit her? He hit her because he's got a crush on her. Do you understand? You think he's abusive. No, he don't know what to do with this thing. He is madly in love with this girl. Or he has a crush. And what does he do? He hit her. And this is why in this book, I keep repeating that there's a little boy in all men. That little boy is in there, and he may not know how to tell you to be quiet. He loves you, but he might go, pow, please be quiet, shut up. You say, he don't love me. Well, that is not necessarily true. He has not been conditioned. He don't know what to do with this thing inside. He don't understand the fruit of the Spirit. He didn't have a father in his life, or he may have had one, and he saw his father abuse his mother. So he don't know what to do with this thing, and he keeps telling you, be quiet, be quiet, and he reaches up and does this. And then your reaction is, he don't love you. That is not necessarily true. He don't know what to do with it. And a good counselor will sit you both down and say, okay, brother, why do you do this? And listen to the man talk. You who have been abused can't take what I'm saying here, because Jesus said the same thing to those Pharisees and disciples. If you can, he was talking about relationships with marriage and divorce and remarriage. He says, only those who can take this will take it. Because you're on the outside, or you are looking at your situation and you think it's that way all around the world. It is not. The Center for Disease Control said that more fathers are in the lives of their children than almost any race out there. And black women said, heck it to the no. That's not true. But you believe the CDC when they told y'all about everything else leading up to COVID-19. Now that I said that word, there's going to be a little thing at the bottom of the video. Okay. Everything leading up to 2020, y'all believed everything that the CDC said, everything. But until they said that fathers are in the lives of these children, y'all said, no way. Women, black women from all over the country said, that's a lie. You know why they said that's a lie? Because they were basing everybody's situation off of theirs. Emotion and experience don't always work. Your emotion and your experience don't work. It don't work in the scriptures. It don't work in church. It don't work with God. Just because you had an experience, a spiritual experience, don't mean that what experience you have is the experience that we all have to have. Hence the whole tearing on the altar for the Holy Ghost and you speaking in tongues. Your experience, and you trying to get me to see that because you had an experience, we all must have that same experience. Am I upsetting you all? Am I upsetting you all? So the CDC said the numbers don't lie. We didn't come up with these numbers. We polled the families. We polled the mothers as well as the fathers. Just because the father is not in the house don't mean he's not in the child's life. I was kicked out of the house. Well, my wife left the house and took the children with her. But I was in my children's life. Both my son and my daughter moved in with me over time. And my daughter is almost 30 and she's still with me. Do you understand? So the CDC said that the fathers are at least going and picking up the child, taking them out of the home and helping them with their homework, taking them to the ball game, taking them to the park, taking them to worship with them, all kind of things, and dropping them back off with the mama. More so than all of these other, from Asians to Hispanics, and black women were upset about that. Upset because of your experience with your ex. And you got to be careful with your experience and your emotion. So when I asked the question last year, who loves more, or who falls in love, that is, first, men or women, 97% of the people said women. But it was mostly women who said it's the women that fall in love. But the poll, when I did the poll, I looked in the comment section, and most of the men says, no, men do. Why? Because we know. We actually fall in love first. Here's the problem. A woman sees how a man acts and she can't see that he's in love with her. He don't call you every day. He don't go to see you all the time, all these things. But he's at home thinking of you, and he may not take the initiative to strike. One size don't fit all. You all are right when you say when a man loves you, he'll do all he can to get you. That is true. But then there are those men who are of a small community who don't call you, who don't go see you, and he's still madly in love with you. He don't know what to do with it. And you just learned something today. When I first fell madly in love with a woman, well, we were young, we were teenagers. I couldn't even call her. And when I saw her, I was so starstruck in a sense. Now, we were a couple. But I just couldn't. I didn't know what to do. I didn't have proper counseling, or she didn't reach out to me, so I didn't reach out to her. It was crazy. And then over time, she was like, why aren't you in my life like I see others? I'm like, I don't know why I'm not. Maybe if you would be a little more aggressive and help me, because I don't know what to do with this feeling. I was madly in love with her. Somebody said, no, you were just infatuated. No, I knew I was in love with that girl. I knew I was madly in love with her. I was about 15 years old. And y'all saying, well, that's too young. No, it ain't. Because I was in love with that girl all the way into my 20s. And I was married at the time. And I was still in love with that woman. Didn't know what to do. Some men need counseling so that he can know what to do with his feeling. And some men just need a woman to drop her hanky. Drop the hanky. In this book, you may not have it, but you might need to get it because you're in this book. You're one of the 4 women. Every time I hear a woman say, no, there's not just 4 women. There's 5 women. I know 6. And I say, prove it to me. Nobody can prove to me that there's more than 4 women. There's only 4 women that men desire. Only 4. But in the book, I give you a surprising number 5. But she's not really 5. Or I would have said the 5 women that men desire. She's not really 5, but I give you a surprising one, a number 5. All right? But there's only 4. And all of you women here fit one of the 4, or you all of them. Today I wanted to focus on chapter 5, Girl C, which is his soulmate. Some of you can relate to this. Before I go into here, let's go into this topic here, 5 differences between how women and men fall in love. All right? And women always ask me that question too, beautiful you. They always ask me, what about the 4 men, or what about the so-and-so men that women desire? Nope. It is your job to write that book. Now, if you have the book, you need to go to the top of the page here. The top of the page says, Men's Chronicles, a woman's guide to men. This is the part most women don't even read. They read this, the 4 women that men desire, but they don't read this. It's at the top. BW, so good to see you. It's at the top. The top says a woman's guide to men. It doesn't say a man's guide to woman. No. So when you open a book, it's talking about women. I fooled you. It's talking about women, but it's talking about the women that who desire. I had to bring up the attributes of women to point to what a man desires. Do you understand? And throughout the book, I keep saying, please go back and read the title. In my interlude, I say, don't get too caught up. Go back and read the title. This is a woman's guide about men. So when a woman say, when are you going to write the book about women? You got to write the book about women. I'm not a woman. I'm a man. I'm a boy, Damien. All right? 5 differences between how women and men fall in love. I want y'all to see this. Everyone knows the old saying about how men are from Mars and women are from Venus. All right. That's pretty much the case when you analyze the male and female brains and how they go about falling in love. It's quite interesting that it is. Wow, where did I get that from? If you ask most people who they think, men versus women, fall in love easier and quicker, they'll likely point their finger to the fairer sex. A study that surveyed 172 college students, however, found that the guys fell in love quicker and also expressed their I love yous earlier than the ladies. I know this to be for real. It is true. Men fall in love quicker. Men fall in love quicker, but there's a problem. He falls in love quicker, but he don't know what to do with it. A woman is more paced out. She's more analytical. She's more patient. She maps it all out. She plays hard to get. Even if she drops her hanky. That movie, What's Love Got to Do with It? Or Thin Line. I think it's Thin Line, Between Love and Hate. Thin Line with Martin Lawrence and what's her face. Remember when they were sitting on the couch? It's in my book. I expresses it. They're sitting on the couch, and she's asked him, "Don't say you love me." I'm ahead of myself. I'm ahead of myself. Hey, my daughter. My daughter. Hey, Hops. Women thus seem to have a more cautious and sensible view of love. See, you all are more cautious and sensible. A man wants to lay with you. And you say all he wants is sex. Not true. If he's in love with you, he really wants you to know he's in love with you. And sometimes saying it, giving you cards and taking you out to eat and all that stuff, that's all superficial. But he was designed to enter into you. That is his design. You will never understand that, ladies. I'm not even talking about fornication and adultery and premarital sex. I ain't talking about none of that. I'm talking about logic and life and what God put into man. Y'all can figure out all of the sins later. But he was designed to enter into you. And then he can express himself through his lips the best way he can. But a woman who's got a great discernment will know. She'll know. right here. I would have pointed the finger at my fellow ladies too, as my husband fell in love with me before I even thought he was a contender for. I guess y'all see who wrote this. Did a man write this article? And he told me that I was the love of his life before I even knew I loved him. How many times have we seen this in movies? How do men and women fall in love? So just how do men and women fall in love? Number one, physical factions versus whole picture. Men are visual creatures. So it makes sense that they deem how a woman looks as way more important. And here's the thing. A woman knows that. That's why you spend so much time in the bathroom. Can I tell y'all something that's odd about women that men see? It's really odd. I said this to a woman and she says, that's the dumbest thing. That's not true. I said, hey girl. She said, what? I said, you know women dress up for other women, right? She said, that's dumb. No, they don't. They dress up because they want to look good for a man. I said, that's not necessarily true. Women dress up for other women. So are you saying we homosexuals? No. You all are competitive. You dress up for other women. And we know that. We know that. Because when we're at the party, and if you see another woman with the same dress you got on, guess what you're going to do? Or guess what she going to do? Huh? Darlene said, I'm still on the fence. Guess what she going to do? One of y'all are going to leave that party. And I know you all are saying, no, but I'm not like that. No, all women ain't like that. Come on, bunkers. Y'all know how we do here. If that shoe fit, go ahead and wear it. But you all don't have to tell us it ain't you. We know, well, you know it ain't you. You know it ain't you. But too many women dress up for other women. Y'all are going to take that dress off. But a man will walk into a church or a club or party, see another man with the same suit on, and they'll walk over to each other and high five. Come on, hips. Look each other up and down in competition. It happens to me all the time. I walked into church last year. I've been walking to church, and the elder had on the same suit I had, exact same suit. And what do? We grabbed our phones and took pictures. All right? So men are visual creatures. So it makes sense that they deem how a woman looks as way more important. And y'all know that. So this is why you spend so much time in the mirror trying to dab yourself up, because not only are you trying to look decent for a woman, you're trying to look decent for a man. And you show certain things, or you extenuate it, or you leave some things for his imagination to wheel him in. Don't say not me. We know it ain't you, but it's you. I'm trying to help y'all. Y'all not laying on the couch. This is not one of them sessions, although it is. The physical feature of a lady is a big indicator of how attractive a man finds her. You get it? This is a woman writing this, y'all. Women are wired differently, and while looks do play a role, we consider a multitude of other factors when deciding how attractive a man is. For example, I know that I consider intelligence a big aspect because I need to be able to have an intellectual conversation. Same here. And what is that word, you all, that's dealing with the intellect? You are sapiosexual? Is that the word, you all? Sapiosexual? You are absolutely attracted to his brain. He got 3 teeth left. He looked like he's 30 years older. He's balding, or he is bald. All right. He dressed okay, but not that great. But that man does something right here. He does something right here, and you all will look at a couple and say, how in the hell is he with her? Beauty is in the eye of who? And she sees beauty in him, and the more sapiosexual the situation is, the more she sees that he's got more teeth in his mouth than you see. I might be helping somebody out there. If I'm not, I'm sorry. This ain't the show for you. Number 2, action-oriented and impulsive versus cautious and analytical. If there's a problem, men prefer to take action and make the solution happen while women talk about the problem. This is the part that men hate. There's a problem, men want to fix it and fix it now. A woman, no, let's sit down and analyze it. God has placed you on the earth for that reason, ladies. You are a helper, helpmeet. At least before the fall, you really was. You was to a helper or helpmeet is to Eve was to compliment him. Not that she was below him, but she was complimenting him. Help dash meet. Do you understand? So she sees things around him that he don't see. He got tunnel vision. When y'all say he got tunnel vision, you're right. When y'all say he think with his penis, you are right. I got no problem when a woman say you think with your penis. You are so right. I was designed to think with that thing. And then the thinking shifts back to the part that's supposed to think up here. It's okay. It is all right. You are right. When you say it all, you are right. You have analyzed me right. But that is not the totality of me. That is not the whole of me. That is my situation right now. In this next 20, 30 minutes, I'm thinking with my other head. And that's going to pass. And then I'm going to think much longer with the other head. Is this too sensitive for some of you all? Huh? It's too sensitive for you, some of you all? You can't take this, can you? Oh, hell, here's Elder Jones talking about sex again. See, this is the problem with the church today. It's the problem. Your relationship is miserable because your pastor can't talk about this stuff. Your pastor's relationship is horrible with his wife. All he does is get in the pulpit and talk about how beautiful she is, and she's the cream in my coffee and the apple in my apple tree. Negro, please, you go home and y'all don't talk about none of this. She don't even like you no more. She don't find you attractive no more. You don't find her attractive either. You don't. And the saints are looking at y'all, and it is a fairy tale of failure, is what it is. All that sweet talk you doing to her in the pulpit, but you don't do none of that stuff throughout the week, none of it. And the saints thinking this is a fairy tale, and it's not. So I'm telling y'all, as a man, I'm trying to help you see some things, and I got to use this verbiage to help you. I don't care about. I could care less. Listen, y'all can walk around here naked all you want to. I ain't touching you. I am not attracted to you whatsoever. My job is to stay on the wall and talk about stuff that's going to help you and everything. If all I'm going to do on this show talk about Jesus, then you all are most miserable. You all are most miserable because you live in the world and you got to deal with all these aspects of the world. You understand? And when the Apostle Paul wrote a letter in 1 Corinthians chapter 7, he was talking about sex. He said, y'all do not defraud one another. Get in the bedroom and get busy. Because if you all are not having sex, if y'all are not knocking boots, and then you tell me, I got a headache, or I'm going to go and fast. Paul said, no, you're not. That's his body going over there to fast. Or that's her body. You going over there to do something. I'm gonna take some time out and be with the Lord for a while. He said, okay, go ahead and do that, but you ask your man or ask your wife for permission. Get permission. Because that's not your body no more. Well, then why did you enter into holy matrimony, huh? If you wanted to be an individual, you shouldn't have got married. If you wanted to still have single thoughts, then you shouldn't have got married. When you walked into that institute, then both of you became one, and y'all are Siamese twins. So Paul says in a letter, have sex, knock the boots, get busy. Because if you don't do this frequently, then what happens is the devil comes in and have his way with the person that you're not giving it to. He's sitting there hot and bothered. He turned on TV. He's seeing pictures on TV. He looking in books. He's on his job, and the secretary is dressing all scantily because she's dressing for the ladies there as well as the men. All right, and his wife is at home fasting and going before the Lord for a week or so because she need time. And then so Paul said, no, that's the singles people's job. He said, but the married folks, your job is to take care of each other and the things of the world. Knock boots, get busy. Y'all ain't two people no more. I am a practical teacher. You can come up with excuses all you want to why I do these shows. I do these shows to help y'all. I do these shows because these are the things that I learned in my relationships that I screwed up. Now, if marriage should come and drop in my lap again, I will have the greatest marriage in American or world history. Do you understand what I'm saying? In world history, I'm going to binge all my Sirwalterj Jones shows for the past 10 years and say, oh yeah, oh, yep. That's all I'm gonna do to my wife and all my walking in the parks, my romance in the park series that I do every summer. Oh, I got to go back to do those, and I set people free in the park. A single man going home to nobody but just baby girl, and there was no babies at the time. Going home nobody, and guess what? I was okay, but I was helping people. People was walking up to me and saying, I saw your Romance in the Park show. This was 2 weeks ago. And you were saying that the man did this and the man did that. And he not doing this. And I did what you said to do. And now my man talks to me. I told one episode, I said, take your man for a walk. Tell him to leave his phone at home. He ain't talking to you because y'all are too busy doing stuff. Y'all too busy. Take him to the park. Take him to a place where God is showing out. Where? At night, when the moon is out, it might be cloudy skies, it might be no clouds in the sky. Take him where the grass is beautiful and the flowers are blossoming. Take him somewhere where God is showing out. Take him to the lakefront. Take him to the riverfront. All right, take him to the boardwalk. Take him somewhere where visually he can see it's beautiful. That's where God can talk to him. Y'all like to go to your private closet. Well, go to your private closet. That's fine. Men don't like private closets. Men don't like private closets. Take a man on the great outdoors. He was built to get dirty. He was built to have calluses on his hands and cut himself. I cut myself there. It still hurt, and I got to put some Neosporin on there. All right. He was built differently than you. This is why the teachers and the education system has discovered that boys and girls learn differently. You can't have a boy sitting in a class like a girl and listen to somebody do lectures. That boy is all over the place. He just can't. He just, he pulling on her hair. He pulling all this stuff, and he hitting her, and he writing letters. He can't keep still. But the girl is sitting there, and 6 + 6 is 12. Oh, teacher, ooh. The square root of 2 is 95. Ooh. And the boy is sitting there like, when is lunch? When is recess? So they had to reevaluate that thing and put the boys somewhere else. They had put basketballs in there, and they put games and all that stuff. And then the boys was doing stuff and what have you. And they realized that the boys was learning. They was picking up stuff, right? And the girls, they put them over there, give them a Barbie doll. They good. And that's why I say there's a little boy in all men. He is now in his 50s and 60s, and he still got that little boy in him. And a good, wise woman know what to do with him. Y'all better hear what I'm saying. So I said, take that man for a walk. Y'all call him a dog? Fine. Treat him like a dog, because some of y'all are kissing your dog. You're licking, you let your dog lick you. The dog done licked his behind. The dog done licked the next dog neighbor's behind. The dog done went up in the grass and boo-booed, and then my dog was eating grass and all kind of stuff. And then the dog come inside and the dog done lick y'all in the face, and y'all like, oh, Fido, you know I love you. You love your dog better than you love your man. So if you're going to call your man a dog, fine. I told my last girlfriend, that's what I am. I'm a dog. Treat me like one, because you treat your dog better than you do me. I'll be your dog. So take your dog for a walk. Take him outside. You understand? And you take him outside and let him see everything, and then say, baby, honey, darling, you send me. Hip said, that's white people stuff. Man, listen, I seen some black women lick their dogs with the dog licking and she licking too. I'm like, you nasty. You a nasty dog. And take him out there and talk to him. Say, is there anything you want to express to me? Let me express this to you. Oh, you're just so beautiful to me. You say that to your man. Oh, look at your chest. Ooh, baby, wait, stop. What happened? When your left foot hit the ground, your left chest just your left chest just He like, it does? Yeah, I never noticed that. Oh, okay. Now y'all walking. Now all he thinking about is making sure that his left feet hit the ground harder. You like, ooh, that is again. What you see, baby? Your left. I don't know, but it's transferring to your right chest. It's transferring to your right chest. It is? Yeah. See, y'all left the house and he was all bent down like this. He like, oh, I gotta go walk with you. Then you start talking about his body parts. Now he walking in the park like this. It's something about your upper body strength. And then drop something. I'm sorry, baby, I dropped something. And he bend down and pick it up, and you say, oh, baby, your glutes. Gail said, I got to get off here. Your glutes. My what? My who? Your glutes. Your booty muscle. What? When you been down to get my phone, I ain't never seen your booty like that. I ain't never seen that. You ain't never seen what? It's you. Baby, you been working out while I'm at work? Well, and then they gonna start lying. Well, every now and then, I gotta do what I gotta do, because I'm the provider. You are a wonderful provider. I've seen provision from my father and my uncles and my brothers, but I've never seen such a provision as you. He like, really? Really, baby? Let's keep walking. So, baby, what's on your heart? Is there anything you ever wanted to do in life? Tell me when you was 15 what was on your heart. Oh, baby, that's a good question. You never asked me that question before. Yeah, I've always wanted to know what was happening to you when you were 16 and a half. Oh, yeah, well, when I was 16, baby, let me tell you, man, I was the greatest football player in the world. Tell me more about it, baby. Tell me more about it. And y'all walking. Y'all walking. All right? Y'all done walked 3 miles now. He don't even know it. He's having the most greatest time in his life with you. And what is it? It's all about the setting. It's all about the atmosphere. You set the mood, all right? And this is how God is with you. This is why Jesus says, pray in this manner. Our Father which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Ooh, thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth. And God is in heaven like, I do walk up really strong, don't I? I do bless you, don't I? I am a provider, ain't I? Ooh, I've got to do something with this girl right here. I got to bless this man. Go, keep talking. Tell me how great I am. Because the Bible said that God inhabits what? Our what? By the time y'all get home, It's a whole different story. He will remember how you told him how powerful a man he is. And so I was getting phone calls after I did that show, and I went to church, and I didn't even know people was watching my show at church. And one of the ladies who was married hit me up and said, "I watched your show the other night, and I saw how you were saying take your man for a walk." I took my man for a walk, and still to this day I can't get him to take his hands off me. He won't take his hands off me. Now I don't want him to stop, but he's never touched me as much as He's doing public affection now. When we go out, he just holds my hand. He didn't know that that's what I wanted. And I did not know how to tell him that's what I wanted. We don't talk about it. But when I took him for a walk, I expressed myself. He then expressed himself and said why he don't do certain things. And now he understands why I need it. Now he does it. Because he know I need it. How much trouble am I in today, y'all? How much? Just tell me. Just put a percentage up there. How much? How much? The age-old adage seems to be true when it comes to matters of the heart, too. Men are more impulsive and action-oriented, while us women tend to think and exercise caution. You see? Nicole said, big trouble. Y'all know I don't like Nicole, right? In love, that translates to men acting on their feelings and asking you out on a date or telling you they love you quicker than you ever considered that you might like him or want to go out with him. Ain't that by nothing. A lady might want to be sure the guy is the right guy before they say yes to a date or marriage, but a man is more than okay with jumping in and seeing where the romance adventure. This is where I messed up so many times. I just jumped in there because I saw what? A beautiful face. Now, beauty's in the eye of the beholder. All right. I have my preferences, and that might be too high of a hue. You jumped in there, brothers. The reason for this is thanks to evolution and the cave days, and there they go with the caveman days. Let's go on. In lust versus in love. Cece said, that's AI. Another key difference between how men and women fall in love is that men fall in lust more than often. Yes, lust. And y'all got to know when the lust is happening. Who said it don't, Robin? Who said that there's no woman have my heart today? I don't know why y'all be thinking that y'all know me. That because you don't see me. Since men tend to focus on the physical aspects of a lady, they don't always look at compatibility factors. Or they think that a lady being hot is enough of a compatibility indicator when it's just an illusion. Wow. It doesn't even indicate that the guy and hot girl will be good in bed together, even though the man most likely thinks so. Men think they are in love, but they are actually just in lust. They love the idea of love and not necessarily the person they are with or want to be with. While ladies can also fall in lust, it's more commonly for the fairer gender to fall in love and love the guy's long-term potential instead of just his hot factor now. All right? This is not contrary to what she said earlier. This is talking about the difference between in lust and in love. So the man still falls in love faster, but also men lust. Now, don't get rid of the lust, though. Don't get rid of the lust. You want your man to be in love with you, and you also want him to lust after you. I'm really in trouble now. My trouble meter went way up. I've been church gotten crazy all my life. I never knew about these things. They told me saints don't date. I so ended up marrying the wrong person. I didn't even get to know him. And Patricia, this is why I'm doing this show. My pastor sat with us and told us so much about dating and marriage and sex. I was blown away, and he was a Kojic man. Rutherford, love you, man. Love me some Rutherford. All right? You got to be well balanced here. Again, a woman told me she subscribed to the channel only because she wanted to hear me talk about Jesus. And I'm like, you probably a very miserable person. Because in Patreon we're doing the series on the Song of Solomon, and it is some racy, spicy stuff in there, but it is appropriate. It is so appropriate, and it's in your Bible, and you will never read it and having problems in your marriage. I can never understand that. There is no real dating advice in the Bible. You're not gonna find it. I'm sorry to tell you that. You're not gonna find it. But the best and the closest advice we can get is the Song of Solomon and how they handled one another and how they talk to each other. You can't say certain things now, the way you read in Song of Solomon. You can't say it now because the woman thinks, "How dare you mention my breast? How dare you mention my breast?" Yeah, I know. I'm seeing y'all's comment. Trust me, I see them. I see them. They find it. They're funny to me. But it is a beautiful romance that these two people was talking about each other's body parts with respect. It was cultural. It was cultural. And I have come to the conclusion that Christians dab here in a culture and don't dab here in the same culture that the Bible speaks of. The culture for the women was to wear a covering on her head. The culture was her to wear long hair. But many of you have cut your hair, and some of you are bald. Even though the apostle says it is a shame for a woman to cut her hair. For she is to show that the man is her covering. Because the prostitutes and the pagans were worshiping and they were cutting their hair. Then he said that women are not supposed to be adorned in these external things like pearls and the braiding of hair. And y'all like, no, that's a culture thing. You see what y'all do? Y'all will accept a culture and then you won't accept the same culture that the Bible says. You all wear pearls. You've been wearing it since Leave It to Beaver's mama. Y'all been wearing pearls. You still wear pearls today, even though the scripture says you shouldn't be wearing it. So you all are appropriators. You're appropriators. So we talk about stuff here. It's in your face. Whether you like it or not, you can turn the channel, go listen to Corey Minor. He's not going to talk about this stuff because he starts sweating. His bald head starts to sweat. All right, now that I say his name, the algorithm gonna call him over here. And he's going to act a fool in the comment section. All right? Come on. Mrs. Haskell. Yeah. Eddie Haskell. All right, so let's go. Let's keep going. Tamara, let's keep going. Number 4, believe in love at first sight. Do you believe in love at first sight? I do, she said, kinda. Even though I didn't fall for my husband at first sight, and I had always thought that my one and only would be a love at first sight kind of situation. A poll found that men are more likely to believe in love at first sight than women do. More than 70% of men think that love at first sight is a real thing. But is it? The answer is yes. I believe in love at first sight. You best believe. The first time I saw my first love, I fell in love. Candy, hey Candy, how you doing, girl? I fell in love and stayed in love for many years. Number 5, passion versus feelings. When a man is in love, he focuses more on passion. He'll have intense feelings for his girl, and these will be at the forefront of his mind. I like the way you kiss. I like the way you touch me. All right? And his love language needs to be examined. Okay? Thus, your guy will be obsessed with the passion aspect of your love, while you are more concerned with how supportive and emotionally available he is. If a man wants you to just lay there in his chest, rub him wherever you want, wherever he tells you to rub him there, okay? He's telling you, I love you. Come on, Valencia Dozer. Come on, I love it. She says, I believe in first love because that's what she felt for her husband, Dozer, an amazing man of God and a great provider. A man wants you to touch him, all right? He wants you to feel on him because that may be his love language. Out of the 5, spending quality time. Now, somebody asked me what my love language is. Well, I said, I get what the doctor said about 5, but I believe that there's 4 love languages, just like 5-fold ministry. I don't really say that there's 5-fold. Y'all call it 5-fold ministry. Listen, I don't even like that term. I don't like it at all. All right. But I think it's 4-fold if you're going to make it a fold. Pastors, teachers. I believe that physical touch and spending time together, quality time, is 1. This is my feeling. It's above my pay grade. I'm not the doctor. You understand? But I believe there's 4. Because if I want you to touch me, I need quality time. You understand? I need quality time. So, a man wants you to feel on him, touch him. Whether it means to make love to him or not, he needs you present. He wants to feel you present. A woman does not require that. This is why a woman would say, come in the room, and the man thinks, oh, that means make love to her. And she was like, whoa, what are you doing? Oh, I thought you is ready. She's like, no, I'm not. If I want you to come in here, that doesn't always mean I want sex. I just want you to be in the room with me. Just lay here in the bed with me. I want quality time. Talk to me. Watch this TV show with me. Or don't say nothing. I'm going to read my book and I just need you near. Now, there are a lot of men that are like that. He may not want you in the room, but he wants you in the house. He wants you at the house. Where you at? Oh, I'm with my girl. All right, when you coming home? I'll be home in about an hour. Oh, okay, all right. Hit me when you're on your way. All right. He don't want sex. He wants you in the house because he needs his house complete is when you're there. And when you come home, you don't have to lay in the bed with him. You ain't got to touch him. He just needs you at home. That sounds weird, don't it? No, he just needs you in the presence. And I saw my father do that, and I didn't understand it. Why do my father need my mother? Whenever my mother showed up on the job, he pepped up. He was softer. He was kinder. He was a gentleman. He code switched. He did all kind of stuff. Whenever my mama showed up on the job, my father was a carpenter, okay? And she would just walk on the job, and my father just was a kind and gentle man. And as long as we would love when my mother came on the job because we knew we was not going to get a hard taskmaster. We knew we was going to get a gentle father. Is that your mother? Is that mother? He called her mother. Is that mother? Mother driving up? Oh. And he was so giddy. He turned and I saw that little boy in my father when my mother showed up on the job site. And then she would sit there and watch him hammer. And he, whatever my mama was there, that's how he hammered. She was like, Hercules, hammer, Lawrence, hammer. And me and my brothers were sitting back there cracking up. We'd be cracking up. Cause my mama's on a job site and he just walked like he was Paul Bunyan. And then she would feed him and he'd be all gentle and kind. And then she'd be, all right, I gotta go home. I gotta wash some clothes. And we'd be like, no, mom, please, mama, please don't go nowhere. Please, mama, please. Listen, pick up a paint bucket. Pick up a brush. Pick up something. Like, boy, leave me alone. I gotta go home and make y'all dinner. She would leave and my father would, all right, boys, let's get to work. And I didn't understand that until I understood it. My father just wanted my mom there. And this is how it is with men today. It may not be your dynamic, but it is the dynamic of many people out there is, baby, just come home. I just need you in the house. Even though I'm in the man's castle, I'm in the men's dome, I'm in the basement somewhere, as long as I know you're upstairs and I can hear your footsteps on the ceiling, because I'm in the basement, I feel like now a house is a home. Sheila said, you sound like Jim Jones. I really hate Sheila. I hate her with everything. Okay? Y'all understand? Y'all understand? Charlene said it's nice to be nice. So this article is right. Women needs more quality time in an analytical way. A lot of men want you to touch them, want to maybe make love to you, and then let's go out and do something wild and crazy. That's what he wants. She may not want that. You got to know what fits you. All right. Now, let's go back to the book because there's more to this article, but I'm not going to read it. Let's go back to my book and let me tell you about girl C. This is his soulmate. This is his main squeeze. This is his wife. Okay? Even if y'all shacking up, that's who this girl is. Now, Beautiful said, I'm confused. Don't be confused. Don't be confused. Don't be confused. I talk about the year 1981, and I talk about this teenager, and I talk about I fell in love for the first time. And she had all the traits of girl C. Now, I have names for these girls. If you have the book, you know what the names are. What I did, though, the reason why this is an easy read is because I put it I indexed the book to whereas you can, what's the word I'm looking for? Not index, what's outline. I wrote the book in an outline form so that you can see the outline and then you can fill in the blanks. All right. So what I did was each girl, I outlined the most favorable down to the least favorable. Mm-hmm. The most favorable to the least favorable. With this girl here, the main squeeze, number 1 says, she's the one. Mm-hmm. She's the one. Then I said, and then up under she's the one, there's A, B, C, D. All right, this is called the Surge 7. All my books have 7 chapters, maybe 7 sub-chapters, all right? 7 points here, 7 to 7. I use 7 a lot in my books, all right? So she's the one. She doesn't ask him for anything. She remembers his words. She edifies him. He trusts her with all that he has. She nurtures him. She cares about his total well-being. He's physically attracted to her. Okay? All these things are up under she's the one. That's why he wants you in the house. All right? But then number 2 says she loves him unconditionally. All right. I'm not going to read all of that. That's number 2. I'm getting somewhere. All right. That's number 2. Number 3, she's introduced to his circle. All right? So I put under there, he married his mom. B, she has things in common with his mother. C, she can have a conversation that won't embarrass him. D, she's taken to company picnics. E, she's invited to family reunions. F, she accompanies him to church services. G, they go on dates with his married friends. She's very much involved. Okay. Number 4, she's domestic, which means she caters to him. She keeps his life organized. She has chef qualities. She's a soccer mom. She's a homemaker. His immediate family loves her. She's very hospitable. All right? He won't marry anybody else but somebody who's got these qualities. And if he does, he's not happy. Now, number 5. Notice I said there's 7 of them. And it's going in descending order. Here's number 5. Are you ready for number 5? She's a plain Jane. Now, this right here upset quite a few women who thought that they were girl C because the body look. This is just like the Proverbs 31 woman. The Proverbs 31 woman is not one woman. The Proverbs 31 woman is a bunch of women. She is a fictional person, but she's very real because it's based off of persons. Y'all understand? So, 5 is she's a plain Jane. Notice, earlier I said, how was he with her? Y'all see him as a hunk of a man. Handsome, tall, dark, and handsome. And she's like, she's okay. He sees something in her that you will never see. Darlene said, my name's not Jane. You know, I'm beginning to not like you too. So she's a plain Jane. What's on the she's a plain Jane? She's pretty at first, but then becomes plain. What do I mean by that? She is doing all she could to get him, and then she begins to relax it. Now she's just a plain Jane. She's not high maintenance. It goes on. Letter B, number B. Number B, she stopped trying to look pleasing to him. She let herself go. She used to take the time to make herself up, but she don't do that no more. C, she doesn't buy trendy clothes. She normally wears jeans, t-shirts. She dresses for comfort, not to impress. D, they don't go out much. He's bored with her. All right? Notice I said descending order. She's practical and doesn't see the need to spend money when she can cook at home. E, she's usually alone in the house even when he's home. F, she's dull-witted. She has no sense of style or personality. That's dull-witted. And G, they don't share interest anymore. They once had all things in common, but like all things, they have come to an end. What they once found appealing about each other now drives them up the wall. How many of y'all can say that? I used to, when he walked, the way he walked, the way he chewed his food, it was so romantic. Now, those two things make you vomit. Tamara said, this is not me. Tamara, I'm adding you to the list. I'm adding you to the Nicole Sheila list. Shut up. 6. All right, we got 2 more. 6. She suspects that there are others. Why does she suspect that there are others? Because of everything that happened before. From 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Descending order, because of how he's acting, she now suspects. Christina, single is the life. All right? She suspects there are others. I call it the Della B effect. She stopped nagging about there being others and she accepted it, even to the point of helping them. Y'all, I wrote this out of research. First, I wrote this because this is a autobiographical of my life, and it's the life of many others, men out there. This is not about women, y'all. This is about brothers, right? She stops giving him sex, or she gives him test sex. I did a show on test sex. All right? I ain't got time to go over that, but I can, just not right now. Test sex. She needs to know if her intuition is right. And I give a lengthy story on why I call it test sex. C, she checks his devices. I remember being asleep, half asleep. And my ex, who was my wife, took my phone and went into the other room. I felt it. I heard it. And I opened my eyes, and the phone was gone. I said, well, when a woman first have the notion to go looking for something, she's going to find it. Brothers, I need you to know that. When a woman searches, she's going to find. Now, she may not always find what you are hiding, but she's going to find something. That's another show. C, she checks his devices. D, she smells his body or she smells his clothes. Or she smells his clothes. She will smell his private parts too when he comes home. She checks for odors and fragrances. She checks for lipstick. She sniffs his underwear. She does all that stuff. Don't say, you're right, brother. 'Cause all right. She asks questions to trap him. Subtle questioning. If he's cheating, she wants to know if he loves her. Because he knows her thought pattern, he purposely starts fighting so he can leave the house. La 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 la. I'm at 7, y'all. I'm at 7 because the dynamics of cheating is different if a man cheats on a woman and if a woman cheats on a man, the attitude is different. If a man cheats, the woman asks him, do you love her? Even if he had sex with her and all that stuff, well, cheating is not just about sex, all right? Do you love her? Because there are many women who will forgive a man for sleeping with her, with another woman, but she wants to know, where is your heart? But when a woman cheats on a man, he doesn't really focus so much on, do you love him? He cares, absolutely. But he needs to know, did you have sex? And number 2, he needs to know, how good was it? What did y'all do? Give me details. Even though he can't handle it, he needs to know. Why? Because in a man's mind, you are his property. And he says, you heard a man say this. All of you have heard a man say, don't mess with my money, my food, or my woman. Why? Because God put into him that you is his property. Now, you all don't like that word, do you? It don't matter whether you like it or not. My book says in the interlude and in the introduction, it is not what is right or what is wrong. It is about what is. I wish I can find that. I wrote the book, but I don't remember what's in here. I said that at the very beginning. In this book, I was talking to women and I said, you all are not going to like this, but it is not about what is right and it is not about what is wrong. It is not about sin. It is not about fornication, adultery. It's not, no. It is about what is. You see, we already know there's a problem. We got to fix the problem. So you can preach all day long, but until you come to a realization what is, and that word is logic, this did happen. If you can focus on what did happen, then you can try and focus on how to either cope with it or try to rid it, live with it, forgive it. Because reality is what Christians don't like to see. You don't like to see the reality. You got blinders on. Your emotion comes out and you want to go speaking in tongues and all kind of stuff and singing songs, what have you. No, the reality is this happened. So the reason why I'm saying this is because he sees you as he owns you. You are his property. Remove your emotion, and if you can see what he sees, then you'll know how to dwell with him. A woman's guide to men. Not a woman's guide to emotion, a woman's guide to how he dresses. No, it's a guide to the inside of a man. This is how he think and operate. And when he walk in the room and he sees you, he has automatically placed you into one of four categories. Automatically. You are one of four women. And he placed you there. Here's the thing. Whether you are that or not, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what he feels. It matters that he feels that you are a side chick. When he walked in the room, based off how you dress, he say, that's my side chick. He ain't gonna say, that's my wife. He ain't gonna say, ooh, I done fell in love with her. No, you are going to be my side chick. He came to that conclusion. Whether you side chick material or not, it don't matter. And once you realize that a man thinks that way, some women will actually change the way they act and walk and dress, knowing that men think that way. And the great thing about this, and in my writing was, you can literally transfer from a side chickness into his wife material. Sure can. Because he came to the conclusion you're side chick. But as soon as you start talking to him, then he comes to this conclusion, whoa. Over time, sometime, it may happen over time. Wait a minute. She not side chick. This girl got amazing qualities. Wait, let me rethink this. Number 7. Y'all ready for this? Descending order. All right? The romance has left. And what's under that? They don't kiss anymore unless it's during sex. Whoever comes home first and y'all are not kissing, that's a sign. And if y'all at home on a Saturday all day, what have you, and y'all never kiss, just a peck. Hey, babe, what you want? Nothing. That's a sign. And the only time you can get your man to kiss you is when he's inside of you, because kissing becomes a part of the play. That's a problem. And when he's done, he climaxes, and he won't kiss you no more until the next time y'all have sex. That's your sign. Everybody can have sex. Anybody can have sex. Come on, Rosalind Williams. Who wants you when you feel that? Come on, Charlene. She said, I don't think people really understand. Y'all don't really understand this. Some of you really do. But kissing is one of the most important things you can do in a relationship. Once the kissing stops, you don't understand that as the foundation of what's holding y'all up physically is the kissing. And they did tests on the physical, physiological, psychological, and healthy aspects of exchanging slob, or what they call busting slob. It's one of the most healthiest things you could do. Let me tell y'all something. I wanted this girl so bad. This was in the, early 2000s. We went out on dates and what have you. And I wanted to kiss her. I remember taking her home. We were in the living room. And I said, why? I'm like, I have to say this because I've said it on the show before in my Romance in the Park. All right? Here's where you could tell your kids to leave the room, because this happened two times. I said, why you don't let me kiss you? She said, I can't kiss you. I said, why? She said, because if I kiss you, I'm going to fall in love with you. And I said, gulp. Remember? Thin line between love and hate? She told Martin Lawrence, don't say I love you. He said that because he wanted sex. When he said it, after that, she went to key in his car. She says, I can't kiss you because I'm going to fall in love with you. I was so young and stupid. So, y'all, my iPad went off. We got a birthday today, y'all. We got a birthday today. I gotta end this show because I think I went too long. This midday connection and got carried away to the point where my iPad and shut off. My iPad shut off. Is that why the purity movement was promoting no kissing before marriage? That's one reason, Mary. Great question. The purity movement had holes in it, though. It had some holes in it. True Love Waits is one of the songs. I wrote a song called True Love Waits. All right? Oh, Lord, this thing is acting a fool. Okay? So, she said, all right. Cece asked the question, is kissing fornication? Notice how Solomon and the Shulamite women was talking about kissing one another before they got married. You know, the church has screwed us up so bad. She says, I can't kiss you because I'm going to fall in love with you. But here's what she said. Are y'all ready for this? Are y'all sitting down? Buckle up. Okay? She said, I can't kiss you on the lips, but I will give you a blowjob. Yeah, I got silent too, y'all. I got silent too. Like everybody got all the comments stopped. I said, excuse me? She said, yeah. Well, I'll give you a blowjob, but I can't kiss you. Nicole, she always say, come again. Yeah. I said, okay, this is an unusual woman. She's out there. Look, she's out there. She's out there and she just, it's unfortunate. At this time, it ain't just baby girl sending me, everybody sending me messages now. Yeah. And I thought that was an unusual situation. Derek, I thought it was an unusual situation in the Bible. Here's the thing. I thought that was an unusual situation, and it wasn't. It wasn't. Maybe 2 or 3 years later, it happened again with a woman who didn't know each other. In 2 different states, meaning geographical states, said the same thing, but in another way. I can't kiss you because I'm going to fall in love with you, but I'll do whatever you want me to do. I said, oh, now I get it. I had came to the conclusion when I first told this story on my Romance in the Park, you should have saw the comments from the older women. They was like, you have got to be kidding me. That is the this and that hit, that hussy, that slut, that Sheila said that thought. Here's the thing. The church has been so sheltered for so long. They have been so sheltered for so long that you all have not seen the things that many people in the world have seen. You have not experienced the things that many of us have experienced. I told both of those young ladies, no thank you. Because I knew what I was dealing with, first of all. No thank you. And I don't know no man out there who's in sin and who's in lust and all this stuff who would deny that kind of job. You didn't turn in you didn't fill out a resume. You wasn't looking for a job, and a job just fell in your lap. Hey, is the clock keeper around? The clock keeper's around, right? I don't know no man out there who would turn down such a promotion. Somebody says it's almost time to shut off. It's almost time to go. It was time to go 30 minutes ago. All right. I was in sin, deep in sin, and I told her, both of them, no thank you. I'm too qualified. I'm overqualified for this job. I don't want that job. No. I walked away from no relationships. See, you all think that all men are just nasty and as soon as we see a naked woman, we want her. No, that is not the case. Again, you won't see me. And I used to watch porn. I don't do it no more. I find it despicable. And when I see women undressed on the street, I'm like, that. You ain't got no decency? And I'm a man. There's a lot of men out there. Just because y'all get undressed and walk away, you think that the man wants you. No, they see you as a hussy. All men are not like that. Even us single men, we're not like that. Number 7, romance has left. They don't kiss anymore unless it's during sex. They don't show public displays of affection. Personal dates no longer exist. And when they go out, it's only to buffets or family-style restaurants. He ain't taking you to Ruth Chris. There's no communication. They have a boring sex life. And letter G is the whole reason behind this show. Letter G says the tap out effect. she is finished with the relationship, she taps out. They sleep in separate beds. She's falling out of love and will eventually become mute with him. If she cheats on him, he wants to know, and I mentioned that earlier, who's better. Yeah. I call it the Quincy Jones effect. Go to Netflix and watch the Quincy Jones documentary. I said the Quincy Jones effect. While he was working on the movie The Color Purple, there was a continuous strain on the relationship between he and his wife. By the time he returned home, she was gone because she had tapped out. She tapped out. Brothers, once a woman taps out, she is never returning. I don't care what you do. I don't care how much money you got, how many clothes you done bought, how many rings you buy her. Once a woman taps out, she is done with you forever. She'll be your friend. If you're sick, she'll come visit you. But she has tapped out. You will never get her. So once a woman starts falling out of love, you have a small window of opportunity. Because once she hit rock bottom of falling out of love, that's the tap out season. And once she taps out, it's not a season. It is a forever. It's eternity. You'll never get her back. So once you see the decline in her, you better get counseling as fast as you can. You better do everything you can. You better pray to God. You better ask. You got to remove stuff out your way. You better do everything you can because you're about to lose her and she will never return. Ask me how I know. Once I start seeing my ex-wife go down this spiral of falling out of love and I saw it, I didn't know what to do with it because I thought she was going to just be slipping and then go back up to falling in love with me again. I was wrong. That's why I'm able to write this book. I'm an authoritative figure writing this book. Once she started falling, I was like, I'm going to leave her alone, but every now and then I'm going to call. I'm going to check up on her. You know, I'm trying to redate her. And she kept falling. And no matter what I did, she kept falling. I'm like, man, I'm doing everything that I was doing in my marriage when the marriage was good. I'm repeating those things that I was doing in our first and second year. And she used to love these things. Now it's like, she don't like it and she's falling. I'm like, what's wrong? What am I doing wrong? I'm doing everything. And then before I knew it, divorce papers showed up. She had tapped out. And divorce papers don't mean tap out because some people got divorced and got remarried again. But I knew that she had tapped. So I may not have helped you on this show, and I'm sorry that I didn't. But let me tell you, I got to do part 2, and I'm going to have to go into the men's room to really get down deep and dirty because there's some things that, I can't say in a room like this. So you have to go and sign up for the Patreon and go into the men's room so I can say a little more stuff for you all. Okay, come on, Proud Adventist say, listen, that tap out is so real. It's real. Some of you are in situations where your husband might have cheated. All right, he may have a baby out of wedlock. Meaning not your wedlock. He cheated. All right, and you forgave him, and the dynamic is so jacked up right now. He's acting all kind of really strange and weird ways. Whether you forgave him and he's back home, or whether he can't come back home, but you still in love with him. The dynamics of a woman who is in love with the man it's an amazing thing. Because even though I said that a man falls in love first, when a woman falls in love, she will give you everything. A man falls in love and he'll give you a lot. But his lot is tangible things that can burn up. All right. A woman will give you everything. And I'm talking her mind, body, soul, to the point where she will worship you. She will worship you, brother. And she don't even know that she's worshiping you. To the point where you almost can't do no wrong. She see that you're doing wrong, but she keeps bringing you back in. And this is what happened with when God told, what's his face, to go and get Gomer. She was a prostitute. She kept selling her body, what have you. And he said, go back and get her. Bring her back in the house. So a woman keeps taking you back because she loves you to an unhealthy level. Here's where I'm stepping on your toe. You love him. Thank you, Kendall Morris. Hosea. You love him at an unhealthy level, and he will bring all kind of stuff into the house, whether it's diseases or whether it's problems, and that woman is going to be a part of your children's life because we don't know what's going on when he takes the kids out. Now he's meeting with her, and now the kids calling her auntie, all kind of stuff, and you still love him. So the problem now becomes not him as much. That is a problem. The problem becomes you. You got to ask God to help you tap out. Because time does heal all wounds. But let me tell you, but you got to ask God to remove this. Remove him, but that's hard because y'all got babies together. So that can be difficult. But you've got to ask God, remove this. I need to tap out because if I don't, it's like self-destruction. Every time I see him, I want to be with him. And then he comes over, he wants to have sex with me. And I give it to him because I have a glimmer of hope because I'm still in love with him. And love brings in strong hope that he may change one day. But reality is always sitting, there's an umbrella of reality always there. And reality is he ain't changing. This one right here, he not changing. Unless God enters in to his life, he's not changing. So there's love and there's hope. Those two together is so unhealthy in many situations. You keep taking it back in and you are going down, down, down. It is toxic. So you got to ask God, please help me to tap out and tap out fast. Because whenever he comes over, he can have my body. He just had her a few hours ago. He regained his strength. He brings her over to my bed. Y'all, I have seen so much and I have done so much. So because I've done so much and I've seen so much, I can write about it much. And then I can do shows about it and tell you all, this might be your situation. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Because that's abusive. And you have to treat it as if he is literally hitting you. Oh, we got a birthday here, y'all. She thinks she's the baddest bass player in the world with her 5 strings. Darlene Anderson, y'all. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Darlene Anderson. Happy birthday to you. Y'all go ahead and wish that girl a happy birthday. Look at her playing her. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that's the 5 string. That's 5 string. That thing is bigger than her though. She can't even hold it up. Look at it. That thing weighs 90 pounds. She can't even hold it up. I ain't never heard her play it yet. She just hold it. She try to look pretty, just hold it in the hand. What you gonna do with it though? Where's the amp at? Where your amp at? Plug it in your amp and let the bunkers hear you play. Happy birthday to you, God. Thank you for this woman of God. Thank you for the introduction to the Bunker family. Bless her, bless her. She has been digging deep into the Word of God. I've seen it. I see her in her notes. I've seen her chicken scratch. And I've seen how she showed me pictures of her buying the books and studying the in the upper room on Patreon and just digging deep into the Word of God. God, I thank you for the change that has happened in her life. You are empowering her in the Word, so continue to pour into her so that whoever she comes in contact with, that they are blessed and they'll know that she has been with the Lord. Overtake her, God, with blessings. Continue to give her the visions that she needs so that she can become this wonderful missionary and evangelist. In a sense, we all are evangelists, but help her to evangelize and if need be, use words. We thank you, God, what you're doing, and we love you. Now bless these people here. They heard a message. It may not have been necessarily the gospel of Jesus Christ, but the message was sound enough to help them in their different aspects of life, in their relationships, their romance. You place these people together, these husbands and wives who come to the show, and I'm hoping that something was in here to help them take each other for a walk and say things that they may have never said to each other, or they might have said them and just forgot. So restore the love into these people so that they can be strengthened and the children can see how much they love each other. And then when their children get older, they too will find mates and they can cater that after what they saw in their parents. We thank you, God. We love you. We give your name the praise in Jesus' name. Amen, amen, amen. All right, y'all. We went 1 hour and 42 minutes. I know it took me a long time to get around to the points, but it's y'all's fault. Because if I did a pre-recorded show, it would have been over in 30 minutes. But because y'all are typing, that's why I like live shows. I can talk to y'all and you can talk back to me, and I can hate Nicole C. and really hate Sheila and then add a couple more people to that list. But right now, I just want to hate 2 people. just right now. I'm going to just hate these 2 people right now, okay? All right? So happy birthday, Darlene. Take care of yourselves, all right? And one another. Go to Patreon. I think I'm going to go and shoot chapter 24, 25 or something like that in Isaiah. I think I'm going to start shooting that right now. And so you could get caught up in the book of Isaiah. All right? You'll be smarter than everybody in your church, including your pastor. And then we'll get back to the Song of Solomon in the men's room. I love y'all. Take care of one another. Oh, Sister Abigail Maynard Hodge is in the hospital. Brother, my dear brother who typically types her name when he comes in, my best friend. She, as y'all know, as you may or may not know, she has a tumor. And for the past few years, that tumor has been shrinking, and she checks herself into the hospital every month so they can do things on it. So this one here is a touch and go. It's really pray for her on this one, because they what do you call it when they put you in a coma, medical induced coma. She's in a coma right now as we speak, and they are going in there they lost something, and they're going in there to find it and place it where it belongs. And it's a major thing. Proud Adventist, it's major. And so we're praying that the Lord will direct the surgeon's hands. They need the whole staff for this. And so y'all keep praying for Abigail. It's going to take a while to recover from this one. All right. Amen. proud of Mrs. I wanted to say that to you, especially because I know how much you and your wife love her. All right. And the rest of you. So be praying for her. At this present time, she is in a coma and medically induced. And they are in there, and I'm praying that the Lord will do his work. All right. All right, y'all. Take care of yourselves, one another. Bye-bye.
Fellas, does it seem like you can't get a good woman? Ladies, wonder why you can't keep a man? Then read The 4 Women That Men Desire, Volume 1, by Sirwalterj to figure out how to break the cycle. Go to Amazon.com to get your copy today.
Girl A. Sex is her superpower. This woman got skills, but adds no value to him. Girl B. Her brains and beauty is her birthright. She's his eye candy and his arm piece. Girl C. She's his mama, his teacher, his better half, his soulmate, and the apple of his eye. Girl D. She's dangerously desperate. She's his thin line between love and hate, and his fatal attraction. All that and more in the 7-volume book series, The Men's Chronicles, A Woman's Guide to Men by Sir Walter Jones. Volume 1 is entitled The 4 Women That Men Desire. Go to Amazon.com today for your copy.